Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. The other week I made pumpkin candy holders with like the ornament for the candy, and you guys really loved those. And I saw your emails wanting more Halloween designs, so I went ahead and put together a couple more Halloween-y type designs while there's still time for you guys to make these for Halloween. This way, if you want to mix it up with different styles instead of just giving out pumpkins, now you can. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to assemble this witchy cauldron and this black cat candy holders. But before getting started, make sure that you grab these free SVG files from my blog at svgnation.com. And I have left a link in the video description that's going to take you directly there, so you can just click in the video description and find that link there. And these candy holders are already ready to go, so you only need to edit them if you're using a different size ornament than what I'm using. And I am using a 3.14 inch size ornament. And if you want to use the same ones that I'm using, I'll go ahead and leave a link to those in the description as well. But if you have other size ornaments on hand, don't worry, I'm going to show you how you can easily resize these so you can use those. So once you upload these files to Cricut Design Space, to resize them, all you need to do is go to your shapes right here and add in a circle. So say your ornament is 2.5 inches in the diameter, so you're just going to change the width and height to 2.5 inches. And now you can use this as your template for resizing these. And since the colors of these are both black for both layers, you're probably going to want to go down here and hide that back layer. That way you can see better what you're working with. But since they're all grouped together, that back layer is still going to get resized, so don't worry about that. So you can just kind of drag it all, make sure they're all grouped, and you just want that circle to fit just inside. And you want a really, really, really close fit. So just keep dragging it. So that's going to be good. And now you've got this resized for the size that you need. And you're going to do the same thing for the cat, which I don't really need to show you. You'll probably want to hide that layer as well. So here we want to go back here and unhide that layer. And if you guys are looking at my design space wondering why it looks different than yours, it's because this is the beta version for a new release that's about to come out. I went ahead and switched to this so that I can go ahead and see the new differences to prepare a video for you guys. And there are some really cool features, and I cannot wait to show those to you and kind of do a detailed tutorial on how to actually use those features, like why you would want to, instead of just showing you what they do, because I know that sometimes that makes no sense. So maybe in a week or two, you guys can expect to see that. Maybe 3 weeks, depending on how busy I get, but definitely within a few weeks. Okay, so once you have these resized, they are ready to go. I actually want to put this size witch back in here, and these do have the closing mechanism ones as well, and I'm going to be cutting those as well and showing you how to assemble those. So I do have both designs in both of these. Now if you want to change any of the color combinations, go ahead and do that before cutting. I think that I want to see how this cauldron looks with glitter paper. That shouldn't surprise you. So I do need to make this a different color so it's not going to cut on the black, and I'm just going to change it to like a gray. So that's the only change I'm going to make. I like the way all the other colors are. So once you have this set up and ready how you like it, then you can go ahead and click on Make It. Select your standard mat because that's what we're going to be using, and go ahead and get all your pieces cut out. Once you have all of your pieces cut out, you can begin to assemble your candy holders. And with the ornaments, they do have this little tab sticking off to the side, and it's fine for you to leave this here. You can just cover it with the cardstock that you're going to glue on top of the ornament. Or if you prefer, you can remove it. I just cut mine off with my Cricut scissors, and it's probably not what these scissors were meant for. So you might mess your scissors up doing this. So, you know, maybe try using something else, or if you don't care. But it was easy for me to remove. Since the cauldron has one less layer, you're not going to have a circle template to show where to glue your ornament down. So it's really helpful to use a pencil to create one. Just line the top cauldron layer on top of the bottom piece, and then use a pencil to create a circle. And then you'll go ahead and glue your ornament around that circle. And if you're making the version with the perforated back, you do need to add your candy before gluing this down. And if you're making the candy holder that has a closing mechanism, then you can wait and you're going to add your candy at the end. And I do like to use hot glue when I'm gluing down the ornament because it seals really well and it dries fast, so you don't have to like hold it and pause your project while it dries. But because it does dry fast, you will need to work quick. So it may be helpful to just glue half of the ornament down and then just kind of go and do the other half, just squeeze it underneath. And that's just what I'm doing here. And now that the ornament is glued down, go ahead and add your top cauldron layer. And this is going to be a tight fit, which is what you want so that it covers any of your glue mess from gluing your ornament down. So just kind of push it down and it'll slide down. And then you're just going to add some glue so that you can glue those two pieces together. And now you're going to take your little bubbling portion piece and go ahead and glue that down. And then glue the little purple for the witch's legs and the orange buckle. And if you are gluing on top of glitter or cardstock, you're going to need to go heavy with the glue. You need a little more glue than you would gluing on regular cardstock. And I do recommend lining these pieces up first, so that way you know which side to glue down before gluing them. That way you don't glue the wrong side down. And that's really all there is for assembling the cauldron candy holder. I do like to pull the little tab out on the back, so that way the person that you give this to can easily grab that and open it up, because sometimes it tends to fold inward. But that's all it is. This is ready to go. And if you are making the version with the closing mechanism, you're going to follow all of the same steps that we just went through, except you don't need to add your candy in until the end. So I'm just going to skip ahead to the part where it's time to add the closing mechanism. And there are 3 parts to the closing mechanism, and it's really easy to assemble. Before you glue it together, go ahead and line it up with your candy holder first, as it would be when it's attached. So that way you make sure you glue everything the correct way. And this is going to work similar to like a spice container where you turn the piece back and forth to open and close it. And so to assemble it, you want to go ahead and put the round piece on the bottom, and then you're going to put the piece with the handle in the middle, and then the piece with the tabs on top. And you want the area without the tabs to be on the side with the pull down arrow, because you need this open space to pull your lever up and down. And then all you're going to do is glue the tabs over the middle piece. That way you can attach them all together so it stays together. And you only want to add a small amount of glue to each tab because you don't want any extra glue to seep in. You need to make sure that that middle part remains completely unattached so that it can move freely. You also don't need to glue the tabs down tightly, like you don't need to pull tight on them. Keeping the inside of this little mechanism loose is going to make it easier for your lever to pull up and down. So just fold them over normal. Don't worry about pulling them in tight. And then once your closing mechanism is assembled, you can go ahead and glue it to your candy holder. But again, first line it up so that way you make sure that it's going to open and close over the hole. And then once your glue is fully dried and you've finished assembling your candy holder, you can go ahead and add your candy. And this design is great for smaller candies like M&Ms or candy corn, but you can also use smaller wrapped candies. But for larger wrapped candies, you are going to want to use the other design with the perforated back. If you are adding candy that isn't wrapped, just make sure that you wash your ornament first and use a non-toxic glue. Pretty much a lot of the glues are non-toxic when they are dry, so this shouldn't be hard to find. And you will assemble the black cat the same as you did with the witch cauldron, only you won't need to draw the circle around the base since this does have an extra layer that you can glue down first. So you are going to start by gluing your top piece, which is the pink layer. Well, if you kept it pink, but the pink layer that's in design space, you're going to go ahead and glue that to the base of your candy holder. And then you can go ahead and glue the ornament on. And if you are doing the one with the perforated back, make sure that you add your candy first. Otherwise, you'll add the candy at the end. And then you're just going to continue to assemble the cat by gluing on the top cat layer, the witch hat, and the eyes. And just follow the same steps as the cauldron for assembling and attaching the closing mechanism. So these are really easy to install. They're super fun. People love giving these as gifts. And they're really, everyone I've seen so far has been so impressed with like the closing mechanism. They think it's the greatest. So have so much fun giving these to your friends, classes, and I really hope that you guys do enjoy these additional candy holder designs. I also added Halloween lollipop holders last week, so make sure to check for those if this is something you are looking for. And if you have any questions on how to assemble these, leave those in the comments and I will answer them there. And if you guys would like to help me grow so that I can continue to make videos and free SVG files for you guys, then make sure to give this video a like. And you can even leave me a comment, that helps a lot. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.